American Top 40.
Every week, we count down the most popular songs in the USA from Skylight, Kentucky to Skyland, North Carolina. Well, now on American Top 40, we're up to the hit that's taken 4.5 years to make the Top 40, but that's not a record. In the rock era, the record for the longest period between the time a recording first debuted in the Hot 100 and the time it finally hit the Top 40 is held by an instrumental by the Viscounts called Harlem Nocturne. That recording first charted in February of '59 when it got all the way to number 52 and then fell off the chart. Then 5 years later, during a second chart run, Harlem Nocturne finally made it to number 39 and set the record. Now, the song in second place for the longest time between first appearance in the Hot 100 and first appearance in the 40 made our survey just last week. This song first charted in October of 1977 when it got as high as number 97. Then it dropped out. And it might never have charted again had it not been for a programmer on station WRBQ in Tampa, Florida named Scott Shannon. Scott had always liked the record and thought it could be a hit. So when he went to work at a radio station, he dropped it into the programming schedule to see what sort of response it might get. And after the record was played, the switchboard lit up. And it wasn't long before record stores were trying to order that single, and the response inspired Motown Records, the label that had originally released the song, to give it another try. So Motown re-released it. It came back on the Hot 100, and just last week, 4.5 years after its first charting, it finally made the Top 40. And the song's singer, a lady named Charlene, well, she'd moved away to England. But when Motown called her and told her that the record was a hit, she headed back for the States. She says she can't believe it. She's grateful and she's stunned. And this week, that song is the biggest mover within the countdown. Jumps 8 notches to number 32. Here's Charlene, I've Never Been to Me.
Hey, lady. American Top 40.
I'm Casey Kasem. Now on American Top 40, my story of the woman who got an on-the-spot audition with a recording industry giant. She's singer Charlene, and here's the story that she told us recently. Back in the early 70s, Charlene was singing with different musical groups, but her career was going nowhere. A friend of hers knew Berry Gordy, founder and chairman of the board of Motown Records, and Charlene's friend asked if she wanted to meet him. Of course, Charlene said yes. So they went down to Paramount Pictures, where Gordy was producing the movie Lady Sings the Blues with Diana Ross. They met Berry Gordy at lunchtime in the Paramount commissary. The restaurant was bustling with activity and noisy conversations. Berry Gordy invited them to sit down for lunch with the rest of the Motown staff at a large table. Then he turned to Charlene and said, "So you want to sing, huh?" Charlene answered with a quiet yes. Then he said, "So sing me a song." Charlene told us it wasn't like he said, "I dare you to sing," but he might as well have. Charlene said, "I was only 22 years old. I was embarrassed and starstruck and all that, but I got myself together and started singing." She started singing in the Paramount commissary in front of 100 strangers. A few of them looked up from their plates for a moment, but then they went right back to their lunches. After all, it was Hollywood. Well, 2 weeks later, a very impressed Berry Gordy signed her to her first recording contract. That was 10 years ago. This week, she's in the countdown with her first Top 40 hit, and it's on that Motown label. Charlene, and I've Never Been to Me. You're hearing the 40 biggest hits in the nation. This is American Top 40. My name's Casey Kasem, and our countdown continues. Well, now we're up to the hit song by a woman who had completely quit the music business 2 years ago. She's the singer Charlene. And in 1980, Charlene had become frustrated with her career. Her records just weren't selling. Things weren't working out at all. She said she was fed up and couldn't handle it anymore. So Charlene gave up her career. She met and fell in love with an Englishman, married him, and moved to England. She lived in the town of Avery in Essex County, about 10 miles from London. And to bring home some extra money in addition to her husband's wages, Charlene took a job in a candy shop, which included sweeping the floors. She had completely given up singing, except in church. Then, a few months ago, Charlene got a long-distance telephone call. It was from Motown Records calling from the USA. Charlene said, "Oh yeah, hi, what do you want?" It's been 2 years since I left. Well, the Motown executive told Charlene that a song she had recorded more than 6 years ago was suddenly getting airplay, and they wanted to re-release it. Charlene said sure, why not? Then, the following week, Charlene got another call. Motown again. They told her the song was climbing the charts and that it was a smash hit. She had to make a decision. Did she want to give it another try, sign another contract, start making records again? Well, it didn't take long for Charlene to say yes. Even as she headed back toward America, her hit song kept on climbing. A few weeks ago, it peaked at number 3. And this week, it's at number 18. Here's I've Never Been to Me by Charlene.
The hits from